let's talk quarterbacks here. So Allen has the Rams. That could be a shootout in LA. Hurts has Carolina. I I don't know what to make of that spot because it could just be Barkley, but Barkley's really tough to get to this week. Really tough. They're 12, 13-point favorites, depending on where you look. Baker has the Raiders. That's a really good spot. He's 6,400. There's only two guys in the top tier, and then you drop down $1,400 from Hurts to the next closest player.
It's really weird. So you don't usually see this with quarterback. I kind of like it because it makes decision points more unique. But yeah, you have a big two, and then you've got 5 quarterbacks within $400 of each other, which is pretty crazy.
So there's only two up top. For me, I think it's going to be Allen over Hurts. And it's simply because Josh Allen is forced to do more, and it's very possible that Saquon Barkley just takes this game. I'd go a step further. I think it's very possible that Saquon Barkley and Kenneth Gainwell, Ben, take this game over.
You can really, really, really run on Carolina to the point where volume is going to be a serious issue for Hurts, even with we saw it last week, even with a push.
I agree. And I don't think they need to run him a ton in this spot.
No. It's tricky. I don't see myself getting there. Josh Allen would be one, and then I'm going to the mid-range. I like Kyler. I'm taking that game right on. I was wrong the first time on that game, and it was only 2 weeks ago, and I'm going right back to it.
I love it. Love it. By the way, 4 games this year where the Panthers have allowed more rushing yards than passing yards.
Yeah. The Panthers, by the way, are really, really playing good football.
They are.
Bryce Young, talk about saving. You mentioned Eberflus, who I think had no chance to save his job. Bryce Young, I think, has a lot of chance to save his job.
He might have a chance to save Dave Canales' job, too.
Yeah, he might be the quarterback of the future there.
He looks way better. Now, let's be fair. He's playing better than the Bryce Young that was playing earlier. He still hasn't been great, but he's been good under pressure, and it's not like he has a ton of weapons either. So I hear you. No. He's been pretty good. I'll give him some credit. They're 2-2 over their last 4 games. They beat the Giants in Germany. They beat the Saints. That led to the firing of Dennis Allen. They almost beat Kansas City. They lost by 3 as double-digit dogs, and then they took a good Tampa Bay team to overtime. I'm with you. They're playing much better football as a team. However, that defense cannot stop the run.
That's not his fault. I'm just saying Bryce Young's outplaying a lot of bozos that people are not talking about.
For what it's worth, I'm not touching him against Philly this week.
No, literally negative chance. The time to play him was last week.
Okay. Just so we're on the same page.
I would rather play Trevor Lawrence, who's not passing protocol.
Yeah. All right. Just so we're on the same page. You can't take Kyler in the top tier. You got to take Allen or Hurts.
Oh, no. That's what I said. I'm taking Allen. No question about it. But I'm going right to the mid-range. I'm taking Kyler for my mid-range.
I misheard you. Okay.
Yep.
I'll go Allen too. I think we're on the same page with Allen and Hurts here. Hurts could just end up having like 3 goal line touchdowns, but I don't want to run that risk. All right, so you have Darnold. I have 3 guys who I think are viable here. I can't trust Brock Purdy right now. I simply can't do it. That team's in trouble. Tua might end up, honestly. Tua might end up being, he's not my top, but I'm just throwing it out there. He might end up being like the sneakiest play of the week because no one ever wants to play quarterbacks against the Jets, but there's something wrong with this team. There's something critically wrong with this team. Terminally wrong. So just
apart.
They've unraveled. The wheels are off. But give me Baker, man. Baker's awesome. And the Raiders are a legit pass funnel defense. Their run defense is actually not that bad. Give me Baker Mayfield at home against the Raiders. I think they might run over the Raiders this week, Ben.
The Raiders have a slightly longer week. That's about the only positive I can take for them. Baker's awesome. I'm not a Baker fan at all, but he has just been, it just shows. I mean, I'm not going to waste more time on the show, but it just shows how ridiculous society is on judging these quarterbacks. Baker was a huge bust, and now you get in a better situation. It's so high variance of if these guys are busts or not. It's crazy if you ran it back, how many guys would succeed and fail that succeeded or failed in a different spot.
It's a crazy thought, isn't it?
I mean, I firmly believe that. Like, unless you're in the top 1% or in the bottom 1%, it's almost all luck.
Yeah,
And you could be in
you're
the
right.
wrong spot and you just will never get a chance.
Like, would anybody remember Tom Brady? The answer
No.
could be yes, but like, would anyone remember Tom Brady if he went to a garbage organization that like it's possible he would never have started a game?
I mean, people can disagree, but I'm a firm believer. If you think that, oh, like he was the best ever, he was getting discovered, I don't think that's how it works at all. I assume there are plenty of guys that would have been Hall of Famers that never got a shot.
I agree. Totally.
Like,
Even you look at Bo Nix right now in Denver, they've done with him. If Bo Nix ended up getting drafted by like the Raiders, who knows? Who
sometimes you
knows?
get no chance.
No chance. Right. And Bryce Young draw the short end of the straw. Like
It's been 2 years
draw the shorts, drew the short straw, sorry, pretty early. Anyway, give me Baker. I think there's a good spot for Baker this week.
No argument. Baker's awesome. He's got weapons. Great matchup. He's got a Q tag that helps because he's 100% playing.
And how about right now, Ben? 50% off of
Deals roll on.
Any stochastic light package, promo code Cyber24 includes the single lineup sim. That's right. Includes the single lineup sim, includes all of the optimizers, includes the Discord projections, ownership projections. You name it, man. Post contest simulator, which you should be using all the time. 50% off a week or month. You'll see that link down there. You guys want to get access to these tools. It's just awesome that you can still have your old process, but now use the tools to actually see if your process is working. That's how I'd put it.
That's the best way to say it.
Yeah. Am I building a profitable lineup long-term, right? Like, am I building a long-term profitable lineup? Is my process right week over week? And if not, like you said, how can I figure out ways to fix it with this tool? That's what it is. That's what it is. 50% off. If you use that link, right, where it says 50% off any light package, click that, right? And then when you check out, after selecting your package, just use Cyber24, all one word, and it'll get you 50% off. Yo, can I give you my low tier guy? I want you to guess. I want you to guess.
Well, give me the cutoff. Like you're saying what? Sub what?
Sub 6K. You won't guess this.
No, I will. I'll get it.
Wait, you think you'll get it on the first shot?
Yeah.
You think you know me that well? All right.
Yeah. It's Jameis.
No.
Ooh. I was pretty sure it was.
Nope. You want me to tell you?
Give me one more. It is. It is Cousins.
Nope.
Good, because I didn't like the spot at all. I give up. Who is that?
You probably didn't even scroll far enough.
You're probably right.
Aiden O'Connell.
Yeah, I didn't know he was in the league.
Dude, $4,800. Just hear me out. I love when
he's all right on Friday.
He was good on Friday, I thought. Against the good Chiefs defense, I thought he was pretty awesome. By the way, do I think that is the Aiden O'Connell that we should be expecting? No, of course not. Also don't necessarily need that. By the way, shout out to Jordan for always getting spelling perfect on these. AIDAN, not the EN. I mean, look, I'm not setting the bar very high here, but I do appreciate it because when I tweet this stuff, I don't want to look like an idiot. Okay. So Ben, last game against the Chiefs, would you be interested to hear the target share for Aiden O'Connell?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, he does have Bowers, so that helps.
Listen to this. This is going to blow your mind. Jacoby Myers and Brock Bowers accounted for 73% of all of Aiden O'Connell's targets. 73%. That's insane. 25 of 35 pass attempts Nobody else had higher than a 5.9% target share. No one else had more than 2 targets in the game. So I think with how good Brock Bowers is, first of all, we know that Tampa will funnel everything to the air, through the air, right? You can't really run on them, and they don't have a run game anyway in Vegas. $4,800 with a mid 5K Jacoby Myers and a $6,500 Bowers, who is just, this guy is fantastic already. I actually like it.
I mean, listen, it's a good, obviously, clearly you have some game stack equity just based on what you're doing there. And I totally get it. And Bowers, the funny thing about Bowers is I even do this, and I'm way ahead of most on this because I watch so much college football. I feel like people are like, man, this guy's incredible. He was the best tight end like I've ever seen in college. I don't know why anyone is surprised, me included, that he's doing this. He was supposed to be this good, and how the Jets passed on him is beyond me. But yeah, Bowers is an absolute stud. He's going to be 8,000 for like 10 years.
And he should be.
Yeah.
But tell me that's not nuts, though. I'm not saying it's sustainable, but it's almost 3/4 of every target went to Jacoby Myers and Brock Bowers. And Aiden O'Connell's $4,800.
I'm going to what's going to be a lot more chalky situation, I think, but I'm going to Caleb Williams.
I don't hate it. San Francisco's in shambles right now.
Yeah, San Francisco's done. Caleb Williams, who I don't know, honestly, but he's looked better. He's done some stupid things. The talent is there. He's got weapons. He's 5,600. It's an easy stack. He's a great pay down option. He will be a popular pay down option.
Also, 86 pass attempts since the offensive coordinator change.
Yep. They're putting the ball in his hands, and that's not going to change this week.
No issues there. You know, I love doing this show because, and I hope we never stop doing this show. It brings me back to the time where, like, it was just a hand building, you know, like the Sims have transformed my game. And now this is the best season I've had in a while, but I still love the process of just like looking through the players and talking about them by position.
Yeah. I still do that too with the Sims. Like,
well, so do I. I inject some of my own thoughts and stuff, you know, like with the way things, but the Sims have, and the single lineup sim, all they've done is allowed me to still use the old process, which would be worthless otherwise. Right. I think that's a fair way to put it.
Yeah, I mean, what it does, it allows me to put context to what I'm doing. That's the way I look at it. So I used to build my lineups, and then I would say, this looks good. Let's see what happens. Now I do that, and I have checks and balances where I say, you know what? This is my main lineup. Let me run it through the single lineup simulator. And I get a confirmation. Okay, this grades out really well. I'm on the right track. Doesn't mean it's going to win, but I know I've kind of done my part. Then there's times where I run it through, and it's at like -40%. And I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm not saying 100% I'm throwing the lineup away. Let me look at it. Let me try this other 2v2 and see what happens. And that's the beauty of it. You don't have to abandon all your principles, but you have this now system process that's going to allow you a lot more flexibility to make better decisions. And it doesn't take me all day. That's the key for me.